Welcome back. Joining me now for this week's Mending Monday segment presented by our sponsors at Save the Michaels is Alex. Hi, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me. I
Of
love coming to visit with
course.
you.
Let's talk about first how you got involved with Save the Michaels.
This is September is going to be 3 years for me at Save the Michaels. Save the Michaels is primarily an organization that hires people who were directly impacted by addiction or substance use disorder. And I am one of those people. So I'm a person in recovery, and so it seemed like a perfect fit for me.
That's right. Now, one special part about Save the Michaels, like you said, is that your staff and volunteers tend to be people who have been impacted or have gone through the recovery process themselves. So let's talk about that peer support that you have to offer.
Yeah, so like I said, one of the unique things about Save the Michaels is that 95% of the people who work there are people who have struggled with substances themselves or have been directly impacted, so family members or friends. And so when somebody calls, you're going to talk to a human being who has lived experience. And so we understand at a really personal level what you're going through. And we're going to walk with you to kind of find the path for you, right? There's multiple pathways to recovery. And so we're going to walk with you and find what is the best solution for you. And we get it. When we get it, we have like so much empathy and compassion for what you're going through, which is going to be a little bit different than if you go to a counselor or a clinic. So it's really a very personal exchange.
Well, you just mentioned it, but do you want to go deeper into why peer support and recovery is so beneficial?
Well, I really just feel like that it is the empathy factor and the fact that like I can understand what somebody's going through. There's so much stigma that kind of hovers over addiction. And for you to be sitting next to somebody who has gone through it themselves and has kind of emerged on the other side, it really gives you permission to be unwell and to actually seek what's on the other side of that. It kind of just is like this unspoken exchange that's really, really important and valuable. And a lot of organizations are embracing the peer model now.
Yeah. And just being a peer mentor, you're able to think of things that people that haven't been through it might not even think to know or to ask those questions, right?
Right, and we also are just aware of all of the resources. Like the cool thing is about peering is like it's not only my lived experience, there's education that comes along with it. There is a test, right? We're certified by the state of New York. So we have all of these valuable resources and this different kind of language that we can talk to people to just kind of make them feel at ease and give them some hope that there is, you know, a life on the other side of addiction.
Yes. Now, you also even offer support for families as well, right? Let's talk about what that looks like.
This is one of my favorite lanes. I mean, if you think about how Julie and Avi started this organization, it was because they were people that didn't understand addiction. And they were undereducated and misinformed. And so it is very much one of our missions to educate families. So many times people call and they're like, my son is struggling, my sister's struggling, my wife is struggling. And we are able to meet them where they're at, teach them about substance use disorder, manage expectations, normalize behavior, find out how they're communicating with their person, maybe introduce them to some boundaries. And people think that boundaries have to be punitive and that there's an ultimatum attached. And we kind of introduce them to the idea of like there's effective helping and ineffective helping. And what are you doing as the family member to sustain the disease or sustain the behavior? Some people don't even know that they have a part in what's happening. And so we unpack the family dynamic and teach them how they can change themselves in order to better support their loved one.
Which is important because a lot of people are pushing that recovery on the person. And when it's affecting parties outside of just that person that's struggling, there's a lot of blame, a lot of pushing, and a lot of not understanding. But a person is not going to get better until they're willing to get the help and you can't make them do that.
No, I mean, whether you're struggling with addiction or not, nobody likes to be told what to do. Normal people don't like to be told what to do. And so one of my big suggestions right away is turn the volume down, turn the spotlight off. And when we do that, we give the person who's struggling some space and silence to come up with their own solutions and their own ideas. And if I can get a family member to shift what they're doing, their own behaviors, their own ways of communicating, we often see the person who's struggling follow quickly behind. And I've seen it many, many times with the work that we do at Save the Michaels.
Alex, you are doing incredible work for anyone struggling in our community, so we thank you.
Thank
Especially
you.
for coming in and sharing more about it. Viewers, if you would like more information on everything our sponsors are doing for Western New York, just visit SaveTheMichaels.org. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you.